Good evening, all. Welcome to the stream and such. Where the fuck did I just go? There we go. Yep. So, good evening, all. Welcome to the stream and all that good jazz. So, you might have noticed something about the stream already. One, my audio's probably all over the place. And two, apologies, I've not long had dinner, so I have what I like to call the food cough. So, yeah. It's basically, well, when I've had a cough, I get a bit of a cough after I've eaten. So yeah, you might notice the stream seems a wee bit different, and you can probably tell from the chat window that from a comment I just left in the chat thing, that I have decided to, at least for this week, switch from Streamlabs to OBS. Because, well, I hear it's a bit less intensive on low-end PCs, and since, as you guys know, my laptop isn't the most optimal thing in the world. Well, isn't the best thing in the world. Sometimes I do have to use lower graphics settings on that. Even on fucking Minecraft. So, yeah. So I heard OBS was less intensive and decided to give it a shot. Now, the reason why the chat's like this is because I have not had a proper screw about with, like, how to integrate Streamlabs widgets and that in here. That's why there's no, like, alert box stuff either. Oh yeah, I had alert box stuff in my Streamlabs scenes. Yeah, you didn't expect that now, did ya? Anywho, let's go over to the PC view. And yeah. Gonna move me down a bit. You guys will switch to the left. That'll do. Yeah. So, what we're going to be doing today is, well, it's Tuesday, so pixelart stream day. Well, usual pixelart stream day. And one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to make a background, because I want to start making backgrounds and that sort of thing, specifically for like my stream schedule and that sort of thing, just so I can have it a bit like more interesting. And hang on, you cannot see my mouse. There we go. Yeah, this is one instance I want you guys to see where my mouse is. And that sort of thing, because, well, kind of important. So, yeah. Now, as per usual, first thing we do is grab a reference image. So let me get a reference image up. Of some good old British grassland. Yep, that should do for a reference image. I probably need to find a better way to have reference images up, just for later down the line, because I might need to use my phone for something else later down the line, if this phone could even work with that sort of thing. Alright. Right. So, what do we need? Let's see. We would need a blue, a light green, a darker green. For like the obvious stuff, sky, grass themselves, and trees, because Grassland still has trees in it, but not straight up plains. They're more like a midway between plains and forests. They have trees, but not a shite ton of them, if you will. Yeah. They're kind of a thing over here. Like, you see all those things of picturesque hills or stuff like that, or the fact that every program over here is based in fucking Yorkshire for some reason or another. You probably know what a grassland looks like, especially Yorkshire ones. For context, I do not live in Yorkshire. Not even fucking close to it. Alrighty. So, using our usual method of grabbing grabbing our We've got to find better key bindings and sodding numlocks. That is our baseline. As usual, we do our usual way of getting colours. Which usually looks something like this. And we need like I said, a lightish green. Something like that would work. Lighter one. And then darker one. Now we have our thing shades. Such, and now we need a darker shade, cause trees and shape. Yeah, with how far away the trees are, we don't need a shade for the trunks. Cause, well, they're very far off in the distance. And plus, if we needed a shade for trunks, we'd use purple or blue. Yeah. Terrible Dragon Ball Z jokes aside. So, how's things going for you guys at the moment? Cause I'm curious. I don't hear enough about the sort of things you guys get up to of a day and such. Maybe any other colours? Hang on. I'm gonna add a filter. There we go. You can hear me a bit more now. But yeah, I tell you guys all about my days and that, but I don't hear nearly enough about you guys. Like, I'm curious. Cause everyone has their own lives and their own ways of doing things and that sort of thing. And actually, it has me curious. Okay, what I'm gonna need is some shades for like clouds and that. Okay. And in that case, what I am going to do is this. Put a border around the colour palette. Why am I doing this? Well, everything is going to be in these particular colours. So if I don't, I'm just going to end up losing it every 5 seconds. And I don't mean losing it as losing my marbles. That ship sailed years ago. Whoops. I mean, I keep forgetting where the damn colour palette is. Oh, that super cool one. What about yeah, that'll do. Is the background music like loud enough for you guys? Because again, I'm still getting used to messing around with the settings a bit here in OBS. Cause, well, I honestly yeah. Again, like I said, I honestly do not really know the ins and outs of all the settings for OBS yet. Right. Now we got that, like, I might add extra colors. Once the basic shapes and shading is in, but I don't 100% know yet. So, grab you. And now, this shouldn't actually be massively difficult. Now, whilst this Grass layer is technically called. Actually, I'm gonna rename that to grass as opposed to hills, because yeah, some grassland can be very hilly. Trust me, I've been through enough hilly grassland to sort of know that in my lifetime. But I think going too crazy on hills is like maybe a bit too sort of generic almost. How am I going to go about this? Okay. I have some idea of some of the shape of that. Actually, I think I'll do it that way. And that is up so I can see the entire screen. Basically, what it seems like. Hang on, I want to quickly double check something. Okay, yep. Okay, it was just double. I have accidentally got rid of my reference like an idiot. Yeah, I was just double checking if it was actually showing up as live. And yes, it very much is. Again, not used to OBS. This is my first stream of the program, so bear with me. Anywho, I got an idea. Yeah, that's what I want to go. We have a basic shape. But most of it is going to be hidden by, like, foliage and such anyway. Because I'm gonna have, like, quite a bit of foliage here. And it all goes from there. Actually, foliage layer. Foliage. I do not care if I spelt that incorrectly. Because, knowing me, I've spelt that incorrectly. Cause, yeah. Hang on. In the grass layer, there is a small break here. That's why you want to be careful of, with your jaggies. That's, if I remember, that's what this sort of broken line type style is called. Of course, you don't need to go for jaggies on absolutely everything. There are some times where you really don't. Like on knees and that. You don't need to make the entire thing jaggies because you need to account for the bend of the knee and that sort of thing. Trust me, I have a lot of experience. I have a fair chunk of experience doing people at this point. With the amount of bloody fan art well, actually, relatively little fan art, actually, in the grand scheme of things. Not as much as some other peeps in the in Miyoshi's community and that. Otherwise, it's just gonna annoy the crap out of me for zero reason. Yeah. As our basic sort of shape for it. So what I might do actually is, what the fuck is a tentacle? Have another little chunk here. That's like actually a hill or some shit. Yeah. Well, that looks good. Yay. Whenever you're doing art, make sure you save regularly. Then again, if you're working on anything, make sure you save regularly. Even with, like, code and that. Well, I suppose with code, like, if a part of it works, then save it and sort of go along from there. I'm kind of speaking from personal experience on that one. But yeah, now we have the basic sort of grass shape. Also, I'd probably urge you to sort of do your, well, rough colour blocking as well, and that once you get your wireframe in, because the way I do it is I wireframed like something, like for instance a person. Let's go back to the person example. Let's say I'm pixel arting a person. I make a wireframe of that person's general shape, pose, and that sort of thing. Then I do the basic blocking, And then at that point I would usually and at that point then I would start adding some like stuff, well, other kinds of color blocking like clothes and that sort of thing whilst I'm doing that. Like for instance, let's say a skirt or something. I would color block that in as I'm doing the legs. Unless like the skirt sort of flares out or anything like that, in which case I would probably block that in separately. How much blocking you do is really up to you. Like, I wireframe it like this, I block it, I do the basic color blocking. It's basically where I figured out where the colors are gonna go, and after I've gotten all that in and any other like things, like that's the point where I typically actually draw the hair in, because I don't typically wireframe the hair. And then that's the point where I do the shading. I have my own process for things that I like to stick to. Yeah, the foliage don't need to be anything complicated. Because because like I said, it is literally dense like trees and that sort of thing. Oh, whoops. Didn't realize I was still on the thing. But sometimes you do get just patches of foliage in straight up in the grassland as well, rather than purely on the edges. Let me do the bottom of that first. Apologies at any point if I go quiet. That's because I'm either gone with the flow, or my brain's doing the thing where it's just trying to process the next random piece of shite that comes out from now. roundedness to them. I'm gonna move that over to here a bit. Because I want to add a bit of a hedgerow. Because hedgerows are kind of thing for Grassland a bit. And like, cause that's technically a bit of a hill, is sort of sloped down off of it. Like, actually no, I don't like how that looks. Yep. The thing with pixelart, especially for what doing it this way, is the hardest part of it is usually the initial wireframing. Because you have to think about the shape of how it's going to be. Where typically bollocks, I've lost my trail of thought again. Typically you will words. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Wireframe is the hardest part of it, cause I'm having to need to figure out the initial shapes and that sort of thing. Let's say this is like, it makes it a bit of a natural boundary point in a way. because that's typically what hedgerows are, I guess, in a way. They're just natural boundary lines. Yeah, and we just this into a boundary line in of itself. There we go. And then I'll add another like chunk of foliage here. So that there's not a humongous blank space of anything there. Because the way I do my pixelart is I tend to, with more abstract shapes, freehand it a little bit. Because freehanding it will usually give me a workable shape. To use. And well, and then I simply go from there. Because, well, that's just generally the way I do it. And such. And that sort of gives me a shape to work with. That sort of thing. that it sort of obscures this sort of one at the back. Essentially, if you think about it, with dense foliage, you can do it like how you would do a cloud. Just freehand the shape a bit, because where it's dense foliage and such, and sort of clumps of trees and bushes are mapped together. Especially cause the like this is meant to be you observing it from a distance. And that sort of thing. Actually, what I could do is one that disappears off the horizon, and it's basically like a tree line and that sort of thing. But or it's all that and then and just go like that. Again, this is like meant to be like one a fair ways in distance, and I think we have our general shape. Now I would, but should I actually put in the clouds now? There's not going to be that much cloud, so I might as well. To zoom in a bit through the clouds, because where the outline colour is like, I kind of need to zoom in a fair bit. This is probably why, if you're doing clouds, save them for after you've got the sky in. Don't be like me, who's doing it like this. Block your sky in, because that way you're actually going to bloody know where they are. clouds. There. Now I have everything booked in file. I do want to move it a little bit. Because I do want this bit here to just be clear sky and such. And now that we have the wireframing in and that sort of thing, we can get to color blocking. Yeah, you can now actually see the bloody clouds properly. And this will allow me to actually properly I want it so the bottommost layer is the lightest, well, bit of the sky is the lightest, and the topmost bit of the sky is the darkest. I kind of want to make it equal. Like, I want to have it so it has a slight curve to it. How am I going to go about that? If I had to... make a guess. Okay, I have no idea how to go about this. Actually, let's see. The width of this is 150 pixels. Do this in lots of 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. that's shite. Yeah. Ah. Shite. Oh, that's going to be a bit more difficult than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would have been easier to do if I just did this. That way I can actually see it. Because I am an idiot. Sixteen, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Apologies if this is just amounting to me just counting to 25. Twenty-one, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yep. actual bit above and below, because I'm simply going to actually copy and paste that for this one, and then just do that, and then merge them down. And now we have this layered sky. Which, yeah, is a thing, well, is a technique that I've cracked onto that I really like doing. Like, I really like doing my skies like this, because it gives it, well, it, and that, and now to block this all in, layer by layer. Oh, whoops. Hmm. Huh. Hold on, chat. I'm kind of deep in thought here. Kind of like it why it is. Oh, this has put in my brain the idea potentially later down the line, either try a style where I don't use my typical outlining map, or make the outlining not as obvious. Like, I don't know. Again, it's always worth screwing about with new ideas you have. But I quite like the general composition of this. Now, I have noticed that the actual tree line a bit of shading using the dark tone. Or both sort of sets of tree lines. Or like all sorts of sets of tree lines. In a way, it helps denote that it is a tree line. Whoops. Mouse got away from me a little bit there. As for how I'm going to shade the actual grass, I don't normally do like darker shades and that sort of thing, but I think it could work here. If I'm honest. I don't know, I am kind of just spitballing ideas a little bit. Yeah, with like grasslands, in this country, you do have these clumps of trees, but they're usually dense to a point where you can't really go in some of them. Actually, I'm going to add another line of it. I do want to fiddle about with like potentially other styles of other sort of shading techniques and that sort of thing. But I think I'll probably do that in my own time. The reason why I'm not doing it there is because, well, that one's very far back, so yeah, it doesn't exactly need it. Okay, one more to do. Voila. Yeah, I like that. That adds a Yeah, I like that. It has a bit more depth to it. Ah. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do the clouds. Actually, no, I want to do the light shading on the foliage first. Which would be something like this. I'm also gonna do some of this to actually give it a small bit of shape. And such. Yeah, you can see that it does give it a small bit of shape. I might make it a bit thicker actually. Actually, I'll make the top one thicker, but leave the bits that spiral off like that. The only exception would be like the hedgerow. Yeah. Like, my shading's very simplistic, I'm not gonna lie. But that's cause that's kind of purely a confidence thing. I don't think I can quite do too complicated pixel art yet. Or shading on it. I might in my own time, like I said, try out some new shading techniques. just to well, try them out. Such. Because, well, I like to always be on the, well, also I do have my periods of just sitting still, which happens more often than I would like, but, that's what happens, with stuff like ADHD, I suppose. You do just end up procrastinating like crazy sometimes. It kind of sucks because I do want to be putting out more pixelart. I don't just mean like the fan art that I produce, but also like the stuff I produce here on stream. Because I'm not entirely sure I can get away with doing fan art of Miyoshi on stream. Not that I particularly want to on stream, just because you might not care about that. And plus, I more so want to do stuff on stream I can finish on stream, if you know what I mean. That's the foliage done. I'm actually really happy with how it's turning out. Oh. Right, I do. Legit think that is his shaping up quite well. Now, I'm going to do these clouds. Now, but shading on the clouds is like really so simple. It's what I just did with the lighting of foliage. Except, yeah. I literally do not do anything else in my clouds. I keep my clouds simple and that sort of thing. Cause, well, you don't need clouds to be complicated. I never like, well, I just don't like doing clouds that complicated. Well, I do want to experiment, like, doing more shape clouds, because I did that for a bit of fan art once, and it turned out really nice. So I quite liked it. So yeah, there might just be a random bit of pixelart I end up doing that's just me making clouds in the most random fucking shapes I can think of. Now, this comes the complicated bit. How am I going to do the actual grass? Because shading ground can be kind of tricky sometimes. If it's not like, I don't know, something for a tile set for a 2D game or something, or like straight on. Go on, I can do like smooth flooring and tiles and that sort of thing really well, but this sort of thing is a bit trickier. But I do have all I want to go about it. And that is to firstly add a bit of shadow to where the foliage hits the, well, to the bits of grass directly under the foliage. And then probably add like sporadic patches of light shading. Just because I think that would be the best way to go about it. With the exception of this one, because this is it's not going to have massively much shadow. Yeah. Have you guys ever been to Um, Countrysides where you are at all? Because, well, I've been to more grassland areas and kind of foresty areas. I say kinda, just because I don't actually go outside a whole lot. Yeah, I'm a bit of a hermit crab, not gonna lie. I'm not the most sociable person in the world. So... yeah. I do need to maybe fix that a little bit and be a bit more sociable, I guess. But honestly, I don't have much reason to actually talk to people most of the time outside of my family. Because I have trouble keeping in contact with people I've been friends with in the past. But I suppose I wasn't really massively on social media, so I feel like that might have been a reason for it. Oh wow, that dark shading actually does make a world of difference. Makes me wonder if I do need a darker tone for future. At least for this lot. I do have a bit of an idea. What's that, Cyber? Nothing much. Just doing a bit of shape. Sorry if it was a bit late. No props. That's the beautiful thing about pods and such. You can go back and watch any bits you missed. That sort of thing. But yeah. This is essentially what we've been doing for the past hour and a half. I'm proud of how it's actually turned out. So, hello. Yep. Hello. Yeah. This is what we've been doing for the past hour and a half. Like a Grassland sort of thing. Something I can use for like stream schedule art and that sort of thing. And honestly, I think it's turning out quite well. Here's my sort of style of it, with some tweaks, I feel like it's actually lent itself pretty well to it, if I'm honest. We're just doing some, just adding the light shading to the grass itself, and that should probably be all I need. Shading wise, yeah, I'm very happy with how this has actually turned out. Here and there, and I think we kind of have what we want shading wise. And I think we have our background. Right, this turned out really, really damn well. For as simplistic as my art style is, I can still work wonders with it. I can say that much. Oop. stretch. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. Like, adding the shadows on under the actual bits of foliage really helps give it a bit of extra oomph. And I do like how I ended up doing the shading on the grass in the end, to where I just have these patches of light and such. And of course, I really like the way I do skies now. And cause I do it this way because it's something I've personally noticed when it comes to pictures of the sky, and that is the bit closest, well, shown to be quote-unquote closest to the Earth from a photo you're taken looks lighter. Then you got your normal sort of sky color, and then it goes darker at the top of the image. So that's essentially what I've replicated here. That's sort of what I've replicated with my sort of style of doing skies. My clouds, they're always like fairly simple, just because I don't like doing complicated skies. I really do like how the dark shade went. Definitely makes me want to experiment with dark shading again, cause typically when I do art, I usually just only do light shading, but I might start experimenting with dark shading again, especially if I just literally use the sort of outline color for it and such. Or potentially with like maybe people or something like that, I use a proper black outline and then just use the card normally used for outlining as sort of purely the dark shade. Again, experimentation is required, but since that's more shading practice more than anything else, that's something I'll probably do off stream and such. But yeah, expect more of these kinds of background sort of pixel art background streams, because I really solidly enjoyed this one. Oh. Anywho, let's go to the Zatsu screen, shall we? And just make sure I am in the thing properly. Again, new streaming software. Gotta learn all this shit again. But yeah, for my first go with first proper stream with OBS, it has gone surprisingly well. But then again, these pixel art streams are really not that intensive on my laptop. that. But yeah, pixelart streams really aren't that intensive on my laptop because it's literally just the PNG software, the PNG tuber software up, streaming software up, chat Madoodle up, and Photoshop itself. Not really anything else, and not really anything complicated. And yeah, that's just how it is. Not anything crazy complicated. So yeah, gonna have to fiddle about with some of the settings in OBS itself still. Especially because it's like moaning about like the encode and that, so yeah, I'll have to sort of out with that between streams. And also see about if I can potentially make custom chat box and that. I don't mean like oh, I click one set and it does this and that sort of thing. No, see if I can actually, if there's actually an option to make custom ones and put them on there. Cause that way I can like make my own sort of custom one, cause for you guys. I know, cause it's always irked me that I haven't about that. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to look into. As for if I'm going to be going from, well, sticking with OBS over Streamlabs? Yes. Like, granted, I haven't tried it out with a game yet. Actually, let us get the